Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, all of you. Today, my topic is personality and discipline in schools. And as we talk about school, you can understand it is a essential element in school and in life both. Because as we are talking about school, because it is a period where we nurture our kids and we develop them like a baby plant and we grow them, make them a different height, and we try to build up in such a way that this kids will become our future generation. So the topic is something different today: personality and discipline. See, when I have connected and with the team, and I was asked on which topic you're going to present. Immediately, this came to my mind: personality and discipline. As it came to my mind about personality and discipline, see, these two elements is such kind of elements that cannot be ignored ever in life, because we are not creating something from machines. We are creating something human, and in the present day scenario, that transhuman and AI tools and other latest technology that has landed in front of us as a big challenge. Developing this skill, personality and discipline, these two skills, is quite challenging for teachers and educators and for everybody whoever is associated with education sector. Because when we are talking about as a personality, we're not talking about only for teachers as we are teaching. Here, teacher becomes a role model. As we talk about a role model, as a everyday students do watch movies, cartoons, and so many things around them. But being a live model or role model for student it is not an easy thing. Students do not accept everybody at a single time or single moment or just a first moment, but they take time, they judge you, they mark you what we do not mark being a teachers. They they in every point of our life when we enter to the school and we do make an exit from the school, each and every point of our life, students become like a mirror to us. See, whenever we go and see our face in the mirror, we see what we are. The students are like a mirror to us. They become like a reflection. They reflect us, what we behave to them. Oh, that's why the topic when we are talking about personality. See, what we expect, what first I'll be making it a clear cut do's and don'ts, or what we should not. That what we do it, we expect lots of things from the kids. We give example of different leaders, other seniors, neighbors, and see how they are doing. Because these days kids explore a lot through different technologies, and when they explore, they know about them, and they want that speak something new or be practical what can cost. And what happened when we talk about some big legends like APJ Abdul Kalam, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, or some other big scientist, Einstein, when we start giving the example of those people, students sometimes reject these personalities, and they are accepting such personalities that at the present day, Elon Musk, who is making the use of technology, who can escape from the present world if there's any exigence and can go to some other, uh, just our India did a success moving to the planet, sorry, from the Indian planet to the moon. Similarly, these people are using the technology and trying to have a different aspects, different system in front of us. So similarly, as we are talking about the the teacher who is going to be a role model, whether the students are accepting the teacher at the present day or not. Yes, it is a big question for everybody. Sometimes do students act and accept what we do? But when we talk and when we say that, you should not do like that. But they immediately give the example that, sir, we follow your style, we follow you. So becoming this role model and accepting this of yours positivity is something different that gives us really a remarkable journey for us. See, I'll be narrating a story or an anecdote which make you quite connected. We have seen different people have different mindset. Like for an example, when we see a baby elephant during the childhood days of that baby elephant, the owner of that baby elephant, they tie them with a chain and they keep them. And what happened? A time pass, this baby elephant start growing to a large, humongous, giant animal, and he possesses double power that he can break that chain immediately. But the system that we have created for this animal, he is just not able to come out with that system what we are giving to it. So with this small example, I hope my dear educators, teachers, and whosoever is attending and listening to me can understand this mindset of the kids, that what we say, what have been set as a tune to them, okay, they move on accordingly. For example, when we talk about the parents, this, even as I said, the mindset what the children possess like elephant, when we are talking about the parents, they do also commit this kind of mistake when creating or nurturing a personality for future. They impose that they do not understand the parameters, which personality their child is, which personality the child should develop, and where he or she should lead her or his life for the better growth. But and eventually, what happens? This child is in trap with the system that we all follow and we have been following. Again, that we follow the trend. Every and each and every parent and teachers, and most of them in India, people think that without science there is no career. And there are lots of topics, fields, and systems through which they can develop and be a leader and have can change the growth and make the a different personality for everybody. It's set an example. I was scrolling down the newspaper on day before yesterday, and I have seen the 21-year-old boy who has cracked UPSC and have been working with some of the multinational companies. So you can understand this present day kids, this new generation kids are so talented, and they have different ability. What's being a teacher? One thing we do wrong, we make same approach for everyone. We ask like like we ask fish, monkey, and every animals to do the same task. We, my educators, learned people, you understand, each and every child is different. We cannot ask somebody who is so far and very trustly different. Okay, you can trust that child. He's definitely different because he had different abilities to come up. See, we think that the kids should have self-discipline to have their own life. They can prepare or they can, but to our teachers and educators, do we really become or we guide them? Do we really ask them? Do we really show them the path? Do we really make that presentation in front of them that this should be that boy what our or your future should be demanding? See, I remember I gave an example to the students and I asked them a question. Uh, it was related to some climatical issue, and the as per the climatic issue, the ozone layer depletion and phenomena of our the glaciers and those heavy ice are melting in those cold area, like in polar regions, those icebergs and ice are melting. There are various reasons through which the this situation is happening. I remember in 1997, this during that time in news, it was presenting in Antarctica. The ice bar, the ice sheets are just coming down in a form of a liquid. And I just gave them the same example. Students, it's my personal sharing. As students, you are tomorrow's future generation. And what do you think with this situations? See, and if we are not going to protect this environment and we are not going to restrict ourselves, so students immediately blame that a big group of students, they immediately blame this. This is the responsibility for government. And there have been many kids, many seniors who have come across with the same kind of problems. But what they have done it. My question was to the students, why can't you try it? The immediate answer came, sir, we belongs to a business family and our parents have a lots of a huge turnover and we will just after completion of our class 12 we will do some kind of learning related to business and we will develop our business. This was a clear mindset of a majority students. They clearly have that what an easy way that they can earn money and they are least bother about the development of our planet, safeguard of our planet. This personality, this disciplined, do you think that it is only the responsibility of teachers? It's the only responsibility of a teacher who is dealing and asking the question higher grade? This is a big journey. Yes, students, there are so many technique, there's so many personality we can see, understand, nurture. Being in an academic world, when we deal with students, we really have time to go through and ask this question to change somebody. But when we understand this kind of situations, we can work with one to one and change this set of mind. And when we are talking about one to one work process, yes, there will be definitely some questions in your mind how we can work. There's so many, as I said, it's a present generation, the technology generation, they have AI tools and so many artificial intelligence and so many technology they have. Students at the present day, they know so many things, but teacher lack. Then as we have to go to their level, understand what's their need, understand how, if we will go in the same process, can we deal the future problems. We have to show them. Just there was a in a social media, as we are connected to social media, we can uh, clearly in the Japan. I have even reflected and seen in that video. You might have seen this kind of video. In Japan, there was a class, primary and secondary students class, and to them, how which family they belong to. It was a government school, and how which family they belongs to, and how their parents work hard, and they were working, and
Sorry
with
to
that
interrupt you,
kids.
sir. Sorry to interrupt you. We have so many questions lined up by the audience. If you are ready to take them, can we start the question answer round? Because we have exceeded the time also for the talk. Is that okay?
Okay, ma'am, please.
Sure, sir. So the first question is, how do you believe a student's personality can impact their discipline in school?
Ma'am, will you please repeat the question?
Yeah. How do you believe a student's personality can impact their discipline in school?
See, as when we are talking about these two topics, personality and discipline, this is like a coin of two sides. And in personality and discipline, this is not an automatic thing. Sometimes, as I said, when we reflect, we see somebody and immediately learn it. Parents give the example, different various examples parents give. And some students, this old method, old tradition, sometimes it works. But at the present day, when we are talking about the student, we understand which pattern of the student he is, whether the child is quite visual, he is able to understand the visual things, and he loves the pattern when he want to go ahead. So with dealing one to one with the students, connecting one to one with the students, I have some experience. I would like to share it. There was a one student who do not pay attention in the class and used to create so many indiscipline, such as when teacher will be teaching, he used to make some sounds, different sounds, and he used to distract the attention of the teacher towards the part of happening in the class. This was a continuous process. One day, the teacher got angry and immediately just started scolding to him. And as he was a little bit mischievous and notorious student, so he even replied to the teacher. And seeing the gravity of the student, means the behavior of the student, teacher remained silent and did not move ahead with the discussion. He remained quiet and asked the student to silently sit down and pay attention to the class with a polite and request manner. And when the student saw this behavior of the teacher, teacher did not scold. Teacher just requested the student, come on, please have patience and listen to it. We will talk after the class if you have any challenges or issues related. The student paid attention listening to this teacher's behavior, this personality when the teacher reflected to him. he remained silent. He paid attention. And after the class, this boy went to the teacher and had a discussion. And after 5 minute discussion with the teacher, one-to-one discussion, the teacher really was very much happy to share his experience. The child felt sorry for his activities he had been doing it. Teacher asked question, what is the intention of doing this kind of behavior in the class? See, this students, they have very good observation skill. They observe everything. And as far as what we observe, yet we, the teachers, are not even less or comparative less with the students. We also observe a lot to the students. So he asks, what's the intention behind it? The child was was in a situation not able to answer. And when he answered, he requested that if you accept the teaching, if you have any problem in learning and understanding, will you please share me? I'll help you out in more better methods to understand the topic and concepts. The child said, no, I understand your teaching very perfectly, and I like your teaching. And he said, and he remained silent. He said that I'll not be doing this kind of activities further. And he accepted. So the discipline and personality depends upon teacher, how he reflects with the students. I hope with an example, it is connecting to the audience and to the people who ask the question.
Of course, sir. So you have already answered like 2-3 questions in your explanation. Another question is, you have already spoken about it, but I have to read it out since they have posted it. What role do teachers and parents play in shaping a student's personality and discipline?
See, I have given example of while in my continue of my discussion, because when teacher, we talk about teacher, it's not only a part of teaching. And a father and mother or parents, being a parent, just we are sending a child to the school, it is not our job done. Both sides, we need to work together. Both of us need to work together, because a child may spend 8 hours in the school, not with the same one teacher for 8 hours. In the primary class, it might be, but when we talk about secondary and higher secondary, child is not. In some school, in government school, they get the different scopes with a scope like sports and all, where they mix with other teachers. And the same way, when we talk about mixing with child, yes, just I'll come up with one more example and one more sharing, one more experience of mine, and where it will be more clear to the audience. There was a case when the child was in class 7, and the parent was very much serious that the child is going to the higher class nowadays, and how he will perform, whether he will be able to pass in the higher class or not. This was a major concern. Even after the half-yearly examination, the results were out, and parents came with the card and the grade card, and they started complaining to the class teacher, sir, and why my child scored this poor marks? And immediately parents keep all the responsibility to the teachers. Why? This is the situation. But the teacher was quite silent immediately. What to answer? The father was asking that my child was performing very good in the junior classes till 4 and 5. But when he came to 6 and 7, his performance is decreasing. Our teachers are not teaching, or school is not taking care of the child. So the teacher remained silent, and teacher started asking to the parents, what do you do about the profession and about the job, everything? The teacher started asking to the parents, just changing the topic for a moment. And parent started sharing each and everything, like job, the mother is working, father is also working, there is no siblings. And as there is no siblings in the home, The child is using most of the time, he's a grown up on most of the time with the mobiles and other gadgets. And he's not able to focus what he should focus in his normal studies. As a responsibility, he teacher caught the answer very nicely and he replied, "Sir, it, I assure that this is the first examination or the mid examination where the child has not able to perform. In our side, we'll be checking the students' growth in the performance level. We do conduct many activities where the student perform and share their experience. And as a parent, you must see and connect in a short interval basis what he is doing in the class. You just see and connect. So when parents will do the same thing, because see, everyone is busy in this present day scenario, they forget their responsibility and start blaming to others. So let's start taking our responsibility to work together for the development of our students and for the nation. When we are together, I hope these problems will be decreasing slowly and eventually these problems will make us a better output. I hope, ma'am, I have made a connection with the person who had asked this question.
Yes, sir. Since we have, the time constraint, I will just take the last question. How can schools strike a balance between enforcing discipline and allowing students to express their individual personalities?
Okay. Uh, Once more, will you please repeat the question, ma'am?
Yeah. How can schools strike a balance between enforcing discipline and allowing students to express their individual personalities? Each student has their own personality. So, how will the school strike a balance between, they have to maintain the discipline and allow the student to express their personality? So, how can you strike a balance?
Sure, sure,
In the management do
sure,
that?
sure. Sir, ma'am, got it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I'll just connect with it. Uh, see, before this NEP system now has new education policy system has been introduced in our curriculum. And before that, there was a CCE pattern was there. When I pick a teacher and educator, I look into this system. There's not a huge change, but there's some changes. But as in CCE pattern, there was a thing called anecdotal record. The teachers, class teachers, and subject teachers, they used to maintain of the each student, where in every school, I hope there were some challenges to follow the CC pattern, and the same in the NEP pattern, inclusive learning, and where the students' parameters will be tested, and where all kind of multidimensional dynamic learning will be included. For example, teaching English or mathematics simultaneously, we can include nature, simultaneously, we include biology, simultaneously, we can include discipline. See, for example, English teacher who's teaching English in the class is teaching about some character or some poem. They can connect with multiple ideas with and bring the topic into a streamline with many values. It may be with class 3, it may be with class 4, it may be with higher class 11, 12, any class. Similarly, if we talk about physical education teachers teaching any topic in physical education. See, somewhere some student might slow down in some topic. When we connect with different idea, child will definitely respond. I remember of my experience this is my experience I'm going to share. When I was dealing with one's being it's near about 2009 or 10 around class 3 student. As per the government norms, school must give some facilitate those challenges students. So when I was there dealing with the challenge students, one was there in the class with normal students. He was then I remember he used to pull other kids' hair when he used to sit with other means normal kids. He used to pull other kids' hair, and he used to sing the Odia song or Hindi song when he used to see some new teachers in the class, or someone used to come with a new dress in the class. He used to sing a song, sing to them. When I found this tendency of that child, I asked the child, "Come on, do you love listening song?" Yes, he said yes. I made him sing a song, Odia song. And when he started singing, he enjoyed it, the song. And I made the example of that boy and I connected the topic to the classroom. This is the topic we are going to deal. And with this, the child was happy and he was very much curious to listen. And during that time, we used to follow CC pattern. And we start maintaining the learning process of the child, his personality, how the personality accepted, and he maintained discipline in the class to understand the learning process that was taught, the literature, language, the listening skill, and all parameters we used in the class for that child. Similarly, the physical activities and other parameters can be observed, and definitely this implementation is work is done and will be followed by so many schools. As there's no major difference in NEP, and this pattern has been tagged with inclusive learning and other learning titles. So it will be followed, and I hope a different school will be implementing it. I hope this example was quite clear, and for the person who asks this question, how we will be following it and bringing this discipline in the part of the curriculum and the personality. I hope this is quite connecting to.
Right, sir. It's creating a balance between not losing the personality along with the discipline at school is very important. So thanks for the detailed explanation for all the questions, whatever the audience asked, and you have explained very patiently. School Journal of Education and schoolreformer.com. Thank you for the talk and for patiently answering all the questions, sir. We also thank the audience for participating in the event. We will end the session now. Thank you.
Thank you.